In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, Lord of the worlds, Master of the Day of Requital. Thee do we beseech for help, guide us on the right path. My name is Eric Farad Muhammad. Some call me Mahdi Muhammad, King Zaudi, Don Illuminati. I'm 41 years old. I live in Chicago, Illinois. I'm the CEO of Paragon Marketing. I'm formerly the president of energy for Prime United Marketing, and I before that I was the regional VP for energy marketing services. I primarily got my start in the business world and door-to-door sales. I've been doing door-to-door sales about 2002. I started in Chicago, Illinois. Now, my story is a very unique story. I have been through a lot of trials and tribulations over the years. I have been through a lot of adversity, and a lot of people have in the world. My main focal point has been to focus in on God and to try to do as best as I could under God's leadership for me. Now, the world, as we know it, there's huge organizations and countries and societies that are trying to push their perception of government that is more fit than the rule of God. For example, here in America, the president says he's a believer in God, but he also states that he makes the policy for America, not God, which America is supposedly a God-fearing nation. We've had over the last couple of years this whole gender review, where men can decide at any moment they want to be women and should be treated as such, and women at any moment can decide that they want to be men and treated as such. This is hypocrisy at the highest level. We have the most prisons of any nation. We incarcerate a lot of people here in America. However, the same people that set the laws are the same people that are trying to facilitate bringing in the drugs into the community. They make profit off the lower tiers of the society, the citizens, which is, second tier, third tier. Minorities, like myself, which are, black, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Asians, we're considered minorities, are the second or third tier citizens, and we have to carry the blunt of the brute force of these attacks or these society issues. The Illuminati, as I call them, the Illuminati, they're just a big gang of Luciferian gangbangers that can have control over the economic system, over the banking system, over the media, over the government. Over the years, they've been able to manipulate every government system throughout the world to put themselves in a position of power. So, kudos to them for getting so far. You have to respect their gangster, because they've gotten to this point. We've allowed them to get to this point. Ignorance is bliss. They painted a picture of a just society that is anything but just. America is built upon the philosophies of perception of due diligence. There is no due diligence here. There's only a perception of due diligence. Now, I'm saying all these things to bring everybody up to speed, to educate everyone to the time. Now, dealing with individuals like Minister Farrakhan, who is the leader of the Nation of Islam, Mr. Farrakhan, I'm sure, has his faults, as every man has their faults, but he's also the head of the Nation of Islam. There would be no Nation of Islam if there was not Minister Farrakhan. Now there probably would be some other branches, but has had a far more success than anyone else. Now it's been questionable some of the tactics that's been used, but he has gotten the job done. So we have to give Minister Farrakhan his just due respect for hitting his target goals. Now, people say, well, who are you, or how do you relate to the Nation of Islam? Well, Honorable Elijah Muhammad spoke on the destroyer of America. He said the only ones here coming after himself is God himself, but he didn't say Master Farad. You can look that up, Seventh Angel. There is a recording on YouTube of the Seventh Angel speeches. Mr. Farrakhan doesn't really speak on the Seventh Angels really that much. So only person that ever really spoke on it was Honorable Elijah Muhammad. So it's good information and good knowledge. Primarily, I am in tune with the universe, with the earth. I can call storms. I can envision them. I can set them in motion. The mind is a powerful, powerful weapon. A powerful weapon. And, over the years, I've dwelled into the occult. My teacher would, an occult only means unknown. So I don't want you thinking I've sold myself to the dark side. I have not. But I have been a great student of the unknown, symbols, signs, secrets that weren't easily attainable. And the 5%ers have the saying, know your ledge, knowledge, know your ledge. If you go too far, you step over the edge. Well, getting into the third eye thinking, the third eye, science of the third eye, you have to be on point. You have to be studied up. You have to be prayerful. You have to be walk within truth, because the entities that you start dealing with are very tricky and use deception. Some of them, when we're talking about the jinn, they're very tricky and deceiving little bastards. So you gotta be very careful of those things, because you must understand that a lot of people don't understand how this all started. In the Quran, peace be upon Prophet Muhammad, the Quran teaches, when Allah first made man, Iblis was upset at this, which was Lucifer, Satan. He was upset at this, that man was put as vice regent over the earth, and he challenged Allah, and that was, Allah could have destroyed him at that point, but he had a greater mission for Satan, Lucifer, at that time, and Lucifer said, "This thing is hollow. This creation is hollow. It doesn't even. There's nothing inside of it." But what Iblis didn't know, that Allah was breathing His own spirit into the vessel known as man. These men, these original men, are what you would consider the sons of God. These original men are what you consider the chosen people of God. Now, when you get into Christianity, you get into Judaism text, the Israelites are said to be the chosen people of God, but their blessing was taken away from them, right, and removed from them and given to another people, right, because they were being, disobedient, and they were causing mischief. So that blessing of them being the sons of God were removed from them, and their brain power was diminished. Now, the Quran is clear on the creation of man and then the man being put over the angels. Now, this is a key point that everybody must understand, that when you look at Islam and you look at, Christianity, the angels, and it talks about jinn and demons. Islam talks about jinn, Christianity talks about, demons or whatever, or they call them fallen angels, which is a discrepancy, and I want to talk about that really quick. the Illuminati and some Freemasons, because Freemasons, you have a choice to choose. As long as you believe in a God, you can become a Freemason. But some choose Lucifer, some will choose Elohim. You know, when you become a Freemason, or some of these Illuminati individuals, they go into their once they get into the higher levels, they go into their back rooms and they go to call on jinn, and these jinn reward them with you know, uh, worldly goods, money, power, so on and so forth. This is how some of these politicians get into power. And in return, they give blood sacrifices. So, of the innocent. Why? Now, why is this? Because Iblis hates man. It states that he was so jealous of Allah putting man over above the jinn and the angels that he made a vow to destroy man and to you know to prove to God that man was worthy of nothing. This was Iblis' only goal. So those that are making the deals with the Illuminati, selling their souls, are only aiding in jinn. I mean, well, the jinn, Iblis, his overall goal of proving that we were not worthy of Allah's glory. And so it's a shame for Allah to give us power over the angels and over the jinn, and then we in the last days go to the jinn begging for power. It's ironic. It's truly ironic. Now, my name, Mahdi Muhammad. There's prophecies of one that will come, named the Mahdi, and I knew I was a Mahdi. Maybe 15 years ago. I just didn't want any parts of it, and I hadn't developed into the Mahdi yet. You understand, but I knew I was headed for that. It wasn't hard to tell if you do any of your research. You wouldn't. It's not hard to tell. You're going to see signs, as I saw signs. See, Master Muhammad didn't just say, "Okay, you're the Mahdi, you're going to be the savior of the world." It didn't happen that way. He took study this, study, Islam, study the Nation of Islam texts, study Sunni Islam, study Shiites, study the Buddhists, study Judaism. I had to study, and then he would ask me questions and ask me, it led me on a path, and then my latter lessons was Freemasonry, and it led me on a path, and he would say, "Now, what's the conclusion?" And the conclusion, once studying all this information, was that a savior was coming. God has already come to earth now, in the physical. That was Master Farah Muhammad. But he was designing and setting a plan in motion. You understand? Now, in Isaiah, the Bible, it talks about the seed of Jesse, God's servant coming, and he's going to be unstoppable. That's the same story of the Mahdi. Now, it doesn't refer to the Mahdi anywhere in the Quran, only in the Hadiths. These are the sayings of the Prophet. Excuse me. Now, a lot of Muslims, Orthodox Muslims that do believe in the Mahdi, believe he's going to come from the east. But, it states that the sun shall rise in the west. The sun shall rise in the west. Now, I'm just coming forward now for the most part because war has